Jared Bednar, go ahead and start with Kobe.
Jared, you spent a lot of time yourself in the ECHL. How happy are you for a guy like Trent who spent some time in the coast and gets his first win in shutout today?
Yep, really happy because he's a relentless worker and he's a battler. That's what he is, and I think, goalies may be a little bit different, but there's a handful of players that come out of the ECHL and it takes them a while and they're grinding in the American League and then they make their way to the NHL, and you can pretty much guarantee that the guys that do that, they're battlers and they're going to give it everything they got. And Trent's played like the game at home. He came in here against Carolina when we were down big and we ended up taking it to a shootout. He was phenomenal. Played the game in Jersey, a little rocky start, got better as the game went on, and then we needed him to play a game tonight, and he had a great game. He looked sharp, and yeah, I'm really happy for him. He gets first win, first shutout. Soloviev gets his first NHL goal. So we got contributions from a bunch of different guys tonight. The Kelly line was outstanding, and then our D scored 3 goals. So I mean, it's how you win. If you want to win a lot, you got to win in different ways, and different guys got to be chipping in. That's what our team's been doing a lot this year.
Colleen and Ryan.
We talked about it after last game with Ross Bolton. Victor Olofsson tonight gets 2 points, and we were talking about streakish kind of players, and for him to be able to get those 2 points tonight in the first goal after a month.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's been doing a really nice job defensively for us, regardless of what line he's playing on, and it's a priority that he continues that, but he's also a guy that we know can score and can use his shot to his advantage, and he's kind of finding a little bit of a balance here. I think, when you get a little confidence and you find some chemistry with your line mates, I'm hoping that type of production can continue a little bit more consistently than it has over the last 20 games, but I can't say I'm disappointed in this game.
Ryan and Bailey.
It's 17 straight at home, 1 off from the franchise best 18. Just how impressive is that, and what goes into your home record here?
Yeah, well, it's the same as what goes into winning on a nightly basis. But then it just becomes consistency in order to win that much in a row and not take nights off or have bad nights. Some games are better than others, but I feel like our guys are always there to compete, and their heart and minds are in the right place. So it's impressive it's impressive what the guys have been doing, and especially at home, no question.
Bailey, then Corey.
You've talked a lot in the past about making the most of the minutes that you get, and Zakar Bardakov and Gavin Brindley on board tonight. What's the key to their success in that line clicking tonight?
Yeah, well, it's hard. You get used to, I guess, or you have to get used to having some gaps in between the minutes that you play, because special teams jump in there and teams change up a matchup, and you got to kind of be careful sometimes with deployment. But those guys have been working hard and been doing a good job for us all year. I mentioned it the other day. For me, Bardakov, simpler game, less to worry about playing the wing, and his size and strength and skating and competitiveness is kind of getting showed off as a winger, right? And I'm not saying that he can't be a center. It just right now his mistakes they're way decreased playing the wing from what they were playing center, and I think it's just positioning and knowing where to go and what to do, more systematic stuff, because it's certainly not try and effort.
Corey, then Eric.
I think you have a top 6 defensemen that are obviously they're going to play whenever they have to, but Billy Soloviev didn't play for 2 months, and just this stretch of games he might get here with is this a way for him to I don't know if it save his spot for whenever playoff time as a 7-8 type of guy? Is that too much of a stretch, or just?
No, it's definitely not too much of a stretch. And I will say, I do think that it was becoming a long time in between games, and him accepting an assignment to go play for the Eagles and get a handful of games in, and you sort of feel that pressure in game situation and also we're not practicing every day, so he's not in 5-on-5 action where he has to make quick decisions. There's no way to simulate that, right? So him going down and playing those games, he played better the longer he was there. and then all of a sudden he comes up and then it's just a couple weeks before he gets in. So that kind of helps my comfort level in putting him in, and probably helps his as well, right? So he kind of stepped in, and first game was okay, next one was a little bit better, and he's just been getting gradually better. So I mean, it's good on him. It takes a lot of work when you're sitting out behind the scenes to keep yourself ready and to keep yourself sharp mentally, so you're ready to play, and he's put in that work.
Eric and Ryan.
When we talked to Solovyov post-game, he seemed like just as excited as he was when he scored the goal. Like you're coaching a team that, like, it's 2 o'clock on a Saturday against a team in the Eastern Conference. Like, this team has bigger goals for him. That was such a big moment. Like, how nice is it to have that on this squad, given the fact that this is a more veteran group, like someone who can celebrate?
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's great. I think our guys, you can see how excited they get. They were all pumped up for him on the bench, which I think that helps. It's like, it's not just about winning, it's an awareness of, and I'll tell you this, I'm not the greatest at that, like, what's the milestone? Seems like someone's getting something, so I'm not the best at pointing it out, but Brendan points it out, our guys know it, and, I didn't realize that was his first, in the moment, that was his first NHL goal. I knew it was his first of the year, but he was excited. Our guys knew it. They were excited. They're obviously excited for Trent. And so, like, that kind of energy, it's contagious. So you want to have it, regardless of what the situation is and what the team's doing. There's still things that players take pride in, their personal success, and it's nice to celebrate it.
Take a few more, Ryan.
Do we have an update on Brock Nelson? He exited the medical center when we were on the way back.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Last one's Megan, then go ahead, Megan.
You said you liked the Kelly line coming, you asked about Olofsson. I was
Yeah.
curious what Jack Drury's role is and how it impacted some of the success.
Well, it's the same. It's the same as it's always been. His role really hasn't changed. He's moved up a line. Sometimes, like, he's played with different line mates. But to me, he's just like, when you're talking about trustworthy players and guys that are going to do everything right all the time, I think of Jack. And plus, he's a little bit of a Swiss Army knife, right? He does a little bit of everything and plays with different guys and seems to be able to adapt to them. So, just a solid 200-foot player. And, like, they get their goal tonight on what I would call like a perfect shift from a bottom six line. They're all over the puck on the forecheck, and the D's involved. He's covering for the D. Then G comes out to the blue line. He squeezes in. They're all connected as a group, and then they make a nice little low play and take it to the net, and Olofsson scores. And Jack's part of that. Kelly's part of it. There's a physicality and a competitiveness to those guys that makes them hard to play against. And even Jack, in his case, he's not the biggest guy, but he's hard to play against on a nightly basis because of his, like, sort of relentlessness.
Okay, thanks, Jack.
Thanks, guys.